Daniel Jones is this. Daniel Jones is that. Will the real Daniel Jones please stand up? Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Today's video, you already know what it is. We talking about Daniel Jones, but more so, we talking about this fan base and how this Giants fan base is divided. A lot of people support Daniel Jones, and there's a lot of people that don't think he's the guy. And I've had polls in the past that people voted on, and I noticed that a lot of people sit on both sides. You know, I would say it's a 50-50 split, but there's also a gray area, and a big gray area of people that are still waiting to see what Daniel Jones can be. And you know, for me, I'm kind of the type, and I'm going to be honest, I was ready to move on. I might still be ready to move on. You know what? Because I was looking at the past 2 years, and I think it's unacceptable. Now, there were some factors. Joe Judge was not the best coach. Jason Garrett was not the best OC. And I think that also stunted the growth of Daniel Jones. We think back in 2019 under Shermer, you know, that Tampa Bay game, we thought we had a franchise quarterback. Some of us did, some of us still didn't believe it. But me, I was convinced that game was a spectacular game, especially a coming out game for Daniel Jones. And I sipped the Kool-Aid. I did, for real. You know, he had an okay year, acceptable for a rookie. 12 games, 24 touchdowns. The turnovers were a thing, though. And then we learned that the next 2 years that the turnovers was a real thing. Even though he improved in the turnovers, less fumbles, less interceptions, the production went down as well. So now we have Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka coming in like heroes on white horses. We're about to see what's going on. And Daniel Jones, if you want to use a Game of Thrones reference, it's like Jon Snow out there in the field by himself. Everybody coming to get him, standing there with his sword, and then here comes the cavalry flanking from the right. For all my Game of Thrones fans, you know what I'm talking about. But still, Daniel Jones is going to get this year, people. He is the starting quarterback for 2022, barring injury. And we all need to accept that. He's going to get a chance to prove himself. Another chance. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are not happy. Not a lot of guys get a second make it or break it year. Daniel Jones is getting that. Accept that, people. Now, with that being said, there is no loyalty to Daniel Jones. That regime is gone. John Mara said what he said, but at the end of the day, if he's really giving Joe Schoen the keys, then he's going to make that decision at the end of the year. And right now, Daniel Jones is playing for his career. And I just, you know, as a Giants fan, I hope that he is the guy, because I want to see this team turn it around. I want to see long-term success. And I think with this draft, this draft was very foundational in regards to this rebuild. A lot of draft picks, a lot of young guys that we think will contribute early, especially with those first two first-round picks in Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeaux. Funny how, you know, we got a guy on both sides of the ball, and then at two positions that we've been waiting for a long time. That's a pass rush and that's also offensive line. So, you know, with that being said, man, Daniel Jones, the table is set for you. The table is set. Obviously, we're not thinking, you know, playoffs, Super Bowl, anything crazy like that, because right now we're coming from the bottom. And we need to just improve and be a watchable team at first. But I will say this, with the talent around Daniel Jones and the protection up front, I want to see leaps. I want to see scores in the 20s, 30s. You got guys like Tony. You got guys like Saquon Barkley, Wan'Dale Robinson, the rookie. You know what I mean? Kenny Golladay, he got to show us what that money's about. It's a lot of guys that can make plays out here. And there shouldn't be any reason why we don't score points, especially in the red zone. We've been the worst for a long time. Daniel Jones does not get any sympathy in the media, whether it's ESPN, whether it's FS1, you know what I mean? Any of those media outlets, he's not getting any love, any breaks, anything like that. He has to prove it. Now, for the Daniel supporters, a lot of things I see is that, oh, Daniel Jones proved the haters wrong. And I'm going to say this to that. Daniel Jones needs to prove you guys right. Because as far as production on the field, that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. Now, I will say with the tools that he has, there's no reason why he can't be the franchise quarterback. It's a lot of cleaning up that has to happen. And this is just me being honest. If you disagree, please let me know. If you agree, please let me know as well. This is a debate that's going to go on and on till this season starts. And by the time the end of the season rolls around, we'll have a definitive answer. But until then, come on, people. Stick behind your quarterback. Stick behind your team. I was a Daniel Jones fan when we drafted him because that's our quarterback. But I will say this. I'm a Giants fan first. I was a Giants fan before Eli got here. I was a Giants fan before Strahan got there. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be a Giants fan after all these guys retire. And I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. From one fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to bring you guys this content, especially during this break. But training camp is next week. We're right around the corner. And I'm so excited for that. They're letting fans in for the first time in 2 years. I'm jealous. I'm on the West Coast. I can't be there with y'all. But I know a lot of you guys got tickets listening. So enjoy that. I'll be ready for the recaps. Just enjoying myself. So again, from one Big Blue fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.